Hello all, welcome back once again to another interesting story under the Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav story series by Momish of Reasons. Today, continuing the past trend, I'm going to introduce you to another common woman who has proved that money is not the only thing that requires you to do or that gives you the courage to do the social work and to help others. She is the first woman maybe recorded in the Indian history who has started raising voice about the women empowerment, equal rights for women, and women welfare. She is none other than Durgabai Deshmukh. She was born in 1909 to the couple Krishnaveni and VVN Rama Rao. Both these people were actually having a lot of social work ideas and were helping people in their village. She was born in a small town called Kakinada in Andhra Pradesh, and these people were well-known social activists during their time in that a local area. And right from the childhood, Durga Bai has shown that she is a very determined and goal-driven child, and she is to really uh, go around with her dad to see what is the help that he's doing to the people in need. And there's a time when plague was attacking, spreading all over India. And Durgabai's father, Bhiven Ramarao Garu, used to actually go and do the last rites for all the people, patients who have passed away with the because of the plague. And Durgabai should tag along with him to understand the consequences, the gravity of the situation at that point of time. And she was and her parents were also participating actively on the Indian national movement for the freedom liberation movements for India. Though she was attending a good school, by the time she reached 12 years, she also got actively interested in the Indian freedom movement and the speech. And she started listening to the speeches from Gandhiji and everybody. She felt that continuing her education in English medium is not at all advisable, and she wanted to basically learn Hindi and speak Hindi because she felt that Hindi is the only one language that can actually unite entire India from northern Himalayas till the seashores and the Kanyakumari and the southern tip of India. So she left the school at 12 years of age and started a small school from her own house to teach whatever little Hindi she knew from her parents, from her grandparents and other teachers to other girls in her small town. And even her mother, seeing this little girl's enthusiasm, started learning Hindi and she started getting more and more textbooks on Hindi from various sources, and she started using them to learn and improve her Hindi. In the similar way, Durgabai also has become an expert on Hindi. Her first encounter with Gandhiji gave her the confidence that she is moving in the right direction about this independence and non cooperation movement and learning Hindi and becoming self sustained and all that stuff. There is a little bit story that people keep narrating about Durga Bai's encounter with Gandhiji. Gandhiji was passing through the then Andhra Pradesh, which is having both Tamil Nadu and Andhra Pradesh combined together, the Great Madras Regency, in order to for collecting funds to reach his goals of collecting 1 crore rupees for supporting the freedom struggle at that point of time. So when the moment Durga Bai heard this news, she went and met local Congress leaders and asked them that she wanted to invite Gandhiji for a separate meeting with the ladies because she has seen that in her small town, the ladies were not allowed to step outside, and most of the ladies who dance for the public. In the temples and for the public, and all these people were not allowed even to come out of their homes. Other than the common ladies were afraid to come out to the places where male population is also there. So she told that she wants a separate meeting with Gandhiji for all the women for Oak of Kakinada. And these local leaders, in a very jovial way, said that if you can collect and give us 5,000 rupees as a donation for the Indian Congress, then we will think about having a meeting. This determined girl took their word to the heart, and she took a cloth from her house and started going door to door in Kakinada town and all the nearby villages to collect 5,000 rupees. The people who were inspired by Gandhiji, especially the ladies who were already inspired by Gandhiji, gave up their jewels and other things, and that is how she could really reach that 5,000 mark. And once when this girl returned back to the local leaders and gave that money, 5,000 rupees, saying that this is her donation towards Indian Congress, and when can and ask the next question, saying when can Gandhiji come and meet all the ladies of Kakinada. That really stunned the local leaders, and they don't have any other choice except requesting Gandhiji to have a small separate meeting for the women folk of Kakinada town. Um, Gandhiji had such a busy schedule that he said that he could only allot half an hour of time for this wedding. And once when he came there, he met Durga Bai, and he was so impressed with the way she was talking to Gandhiji without any fear or any hesitation, and her fluency in Hindi. So Gandhiji had asked her to sit next to him, and translate whatever he's talking to the woman into Telugu. So that is the first time when Durga Bai really worked as a translator to Gandhiji, and she translated Gandhiji's lecture to all the women of Kakinada. And this meeting, instead of getting ended within the half an hour, first half an hour, went on for a couple of hours because Gandhiji was really impressed by the way Durga Bai was presenting all her arguments in front of the Gandhiji. And after this incident, Durga Bai, who got married at the age of 8 to one of their relatives, cousins, went to her father and said that she wants to come walk out of this marriage because she felt that marriage is an inconvenience for the freedom fighters, and she wants to spend her life working along with Gandhiji and other national leaders of Congress in liberating India from the clutches of the Britishers. And her father supported her decision and cancelled this marriage after a lot of convincing and negotiations with the bridegroom's parents. Then, within a short span after Gandhiji's meeting, she got another chance to meet Nehruji as well. Nehruji was coming down via Rajmandri for some other movement at that point of time. The local leaders of Rajahmundry and Kakinada have organized a Khadi exhibition and asked Nehruji to come and visit this place. And then Nehruji has agreed to come and visit their place and even visit the exhibition. The, as soon as she heard that Durgabai heard that Nehruji is going to visit their place, she went and met once again the local leaders and said that she needs to be part of that meeting with the Nehruji. But because of her age restrictions, though the local leaders were already impressed with her talents, here I should tell you one point. She has trained around 600 women, I mean, girls of all ages in Hindi, and she started making them as a small army battalion for the freedom struggle. She and all her uh, team members were eager to jump into any freedom movement which Durga Bai was suggesting, and she's barely 15 years at that age. So you should see her determination and her willpower and her then the way she can attract people and make them listen to her words. So the local leader said that excuse me, because of the age restrictions she cannot participate in the meeting with the Nehruji, but she can be part of the entire festival kind of atmosphere by taking the guard duty in front of the exhibition hall, and has to collect tickets from everybody who is going to enter into the exhibition hall. And having said that, they went along with their further plans of meeting Nehruji, discussing the burning issues of Kakinada, Rajmandri and other areas and stuff like that. After that meeting is over, Nehruji came to visit this exhibition stall, and he was stopped by this 15-year-old girl who asked him for the ticket. And Nehruji replied saying he doesn't have any ticket. Then she said, okay, if you don't have any ticket, why don't you go ahead and buy the ticket? That ticket costs you only 2 paise, 2 annas at that point of time. And Nehruji said he doesn't have any money in his pocket. In the meantime, the local leaders came running to Nehruji, gave him the ticket, and then Nehruji gave the ticket to Durga Bai. and went into the exhibition hall to visit the exhibition. With both these two incidents, Durgabai's name got more famous in the Indian National Congress uh, teams, and most of the nation Congress leaders got to know about her and her bravery, her courage, and her willpower, and the way she was able to collect and train 600 volunteers to fight for the Indian freedom movement, to participate in the Indian freedom movement. Then, because of her mother's ill health, she has to shift to Chennai, and she took help of another Congress leader, Kasinaduni Nagesh Rao from Chennai, getting the accommodation in Chennai. And while she was getting her mother treated for the uh, disease which she is having, she saw a lot of kids playing in front of the construction sites. For most of us, that's a very common sight, right? People, their parents will be working in the in that side as the laborers, and their kids will be left to play on the sand, among the bricks and all the construction materials. And most of us don't even bother to think twice about that. But here is this lady who has really made a small step, has taken a big step to change the lives of these people who are left in the construction site to while away their time. She called all of them to their house, started teaching them the basic conversational skills in Hindi, because she knew that Hindi is one day is going to unite the entire India. So she started teaching them basic conversational skills in Hindi, small plays, game, songs, dance, and stuff like that. And she named this group of kids who are basically getting tutored under her as the little ladies of Vrindavan. Hearing about how she's helping all these small kids from the construction sites, people from other construction sites started sending their kids as well here, and it became a sort of a small daycare center for all the kids of the construction workers or the day laborers who don't have any place or time to spend with their kids. So the number of the kids who are studying or learning with her, enjoying their childhood, number grew from 5 to 10 to more than 50, 60. This news spread across to all the corners in Chennai. Then the AI, it is the AI Air India radio. Called her and asked whether her kids can perform on AIR shows, children's shows, so that kids from other areas can listen to their talent, and they also can get more and more ideas to learn new songs, dances, and stuff like that. That's how her kids, the kids from the Little Ladies of Vrindavan, started performing on AIR, and that show got really popular at that point of time. That is, I'm talking about in 1930s. During her stay in Chennai, Gandhiji has announced Salt Satyagraha movement, and he told that the ladies need not have to take part in this movement because it's going to be tough on them. Immediately after hearing this announcement from Gandhiji, Durgabai Deshmukh wrote a letter to Mahatma Gandhi saying, "Why are you insulting ladies by saying that ladies need not take part in the movement? Have you really seen the strength or the determination power or the willpower of the ladies? If we don't have that much strength, how can we deliver babies as well?" Hearing this kind of argument, Gandhiji was totally bowled over. I think nobody can say no to that, right? So he had taken back his request, and he said that this movement, South Satyagraha movement, is open to all the public. And he she was actually in touch with Tangatur Prakasham Pantulu, again another Congress leader from Chennai. And when she wrote this letter to Gandhiji, Gandhiji informed Tangatur Prakasham Pantulu, and Tangatur Prakasham Pantulu and Durgabai Deshmukh started working together on the Salt Satyagraha movement. And that is the time when she suggested Tankur Prakasam Pantulu Garu to start this movement from Chennai rather than going down to other seashore centers like Nellore, Chirala, and other areas in Andhra Pradesh. And Tangadur Prakasham Pantulu didn't want to do it from Chennai because he knew that if he starts it from Chennai, there are chances that he'll get arrested immediately. But given after hearing Durgabai Deshmukh's words and listening to her explanation why he needs to start it from Chennai, he has announced that Durgabai is the next second leader in the Sahasajagaraha movement from South India, and so he listened to her words and started the Satyagraha movement in the current Marina Beach in Chennai. And as soon as he started the movement, he got arrested, and even Durgabai Deshmukh got arrested. And because of under this context, he has to undergo jail imprisonment for more than three times in the next 3 years. And staying in the solitary confinements in the jails have become a real eye opener and changed her thinking, because she's got to see so many people, women especially, suffering because of the ill treatment from the male members of the for their families, or because their male members have done some crimes which these people have accepted, so that their kids can have a happy life, even with the money which their fathers are earning, and all this. She's heard a lot of heart-wrenching stories in the jail, which has really actually changed her thinking. So as soon as she got released from the jail, she decided that she should pursue her education, and she should take a degree in criminal law. Remember here, my dear friends, she has dropped out of the school at 12 years of age. Now she's around 24 years, and she cannot go back to school. So what is the next best option? To give the PU, school passing exam, the PUC exam at that point of time from the Banaras Hindu University in the open distance education mode. So she has passed her PUC exam. She has completed her graduation, and she started. And she did her law, completed her law as well, and she started practicing as a criminal lawyer in the Madras High Court. And in during this entire process, the she start I mean her ladies of Vrindavan social initiatives are continuing, and the number of the kids who are getting trained under her or her mother grew up into more than 100 kids. And now there are certain mothers who don't have any work, but who are coming from far off places in Chennai or around Chennai, start coming and sitting with their kids from morning till evening. So there is no place for them, and they are spending time idly. So this is when she thought that why can't I teach them basic conversational skills in Hindi, the reading and writing of Hindi language or their mother tongue, and she started taking initiatives in that particular fund. But here, once again, we need to understand that she's like another common woman with no regular source of income. Where is she getting all the money from? She's going and asking donations from everybody, and whatever single rupee or single penny she's getting, she's making a strict account of all the things, and she's spending all of that only on these initiatives. And her mother also suggested that she can actually start training these ladies in the occasional courses as well. So another initiative of training these ladies on the occasional courses like embroidery, stitching, then basket making, then making some sweets and selling it, and all these kinds of different the trainings were given to these ladies so that they can earn some money during their spare time. So now she wanted to club all these other small initiatives into one big umbrella, and that is when she started Andhra Mahila Sabha, which will work for the mainly for the women welfare. And that is the started in 1938, and that is the time when she started having interactions with Mirzapur Rani during her participation in various activities under the freedom struggle. And Mirzapur Rani was so impressed with her social activities and the dedication towards her social activities that she had donated a huge chunk of land in the which is in the current heart of the city of Chennai to her, so that she can start the initial buildings of Andhra Mahila Sabha. Now the land is there, but there are no funds. Once again, all the funds came to her in the form of donations from either the erstwhile kings and queens, or the national leaders, or somebody, or the common man. This Andhra Mahila Sabha, which has started in 1938, has grew into leaps and bounds, and there are so many things that started coming, falling under Andhra Mahila Sabha. She's from the small occasional courses. She started operating the school, elementary school, then higher secondary school, college, college of nursing for the girls, and college of law, and degree college, then hospitals. And she is the first person who started operating ambulance on wheels to go and take care of the deliveries in the remotest villages, which are closer to Chennai or other metros. Maybe that's the first time in the Indian history that we can see that ambulance on wheels. And then women welfare schemes. And she started teaching women how to save also. See, there are houses, I'm talking about this 1930s till 19, even after independence, 1940s and 50s, when women are not the primary earning members, men were earning and they were giving them certain chunk of money. But if all the money has been spent for the monthly groceries, there will not be any money left over for the any emergency that might crop up during any point of time, right? She started teaching them how to save money here and there, small pennies, which in what way they can save that money and where they can actually store it without the notice of the family members, like that. In fact, some of these people actually, I mean, if you happen to see your granny or your mom saving money for their own utilization in the tadaka box or whatever you call the spice box or in the rice jar, these are the things, the tips that Durgabai Deshmukh's mother has given to them or somebody else. In fact, an entire generation, not I cannot say one generation, she has touched at least couple of generations of ladies across the greater Madras Regency. And it was like the saying is that if a girl child is born in Durgabai Deshmukh's hospital, that girl child need not have to look forward, I mean, beyond for any support from her families. She can. She was born there. Her vaccines, her everything, natal care during the infant days will be taken care by the Shishu Vihar. Then her schooling will be done by the Andhra Mahila Sabha schools, higher secondary schools. And if she wants to do nursing, she can complete her nursing course from the Andhra Mahila Sabha nursing colleges. If she wants to do graduation or law or something else, that also can be completed from the colleges that are being maintained by Andhra Mahila Sabha. And if in case if she wants to get married, she can save some money by working in the different social welfare schemes that are getting operated out of Andhra Mahila Sabha. And in case if she wants to build, that girl wants to build a house, she can save money through different means and stuff like that. Every year, on an average, even today, 1 lakh people are being reached and helped by Durgabai Deshmukh's Andhra Mahila Sabha Trust, which is a totally NGO based. Nobody is, I mean, there is nobody who is actually getting money out of that. But people are, I mean, in fact, during my grandmother's time, that is, I'm talking about 1970s, the saying is that any educated lady will feel ashamed if she's not associated with Andhra Mahila Sabha in one form or the other. They used to work as volunteers. Some of them used to work as teachers. Some of them used to work, as I told, volunteers. Some of them used to work, go and when people who doesn't have sufficient financial background used to go and learn some vocational courses. They used to help work as helpers for the Shishu Vihar. They used to help in the hospitals. So it's like from 1938, the day when it started, till even today, most of the people, ladies especially, will feel so proud to be associated with Andhra Mahila Sabha and offer their services in one form or the other. I mean, this is all being done by one single lady with her determination, and that women should have equal rights, and only if woman is given proper education and proper recognition, then only the society will progress. And that is what she has done nowadays. In early 2000s, we ourselves, like girls, are not really bothered about Andhra Mahila Sabha. Most of the people even doesn't even know where it is, because our I mean, our grandparents were educated and taken help of Andhra Mahila Sabha and settled in life some form or other. And our parents, because of that, our parents moved to little higher level, and now we are in a place where we don't even have to look back at the roots from where we had come from. But if you are born in Andhra Pradesh or the Greater Madras Regency, and if you are living in any small, even tier two towns at that point of time, you would have been touched in one format or the other by the Andhra Mahila Sabha. That is the 100% written fact, which most of the people testify even today. And she is also the one of the key members who fought for the need of establishing family courts in India, because during her journeys as politician, member of parliament, and all the other stuff to other countries, she's seen the utility of having family courts in countries like China, Russia, and all over other places. So she is the key person instrumental in having establishing the family courts in India, which can resolve all the family disputes. And she is also the one of the key instrumental persons for raising uh, the raising the topic about how women should be having equal property rights in the ancestral property. If not equal, they should be at least a share for the woman, girl, child as well. So she has touched all the aspects of a woman's life, right from her birth, education, health, delivery, her afterlife, everything. Uh, and her life, when somebody asked her, she what the message which she wants to give for the young ladies in the society in early 90s, she said that she heard this statement from Gandhiji saying his own life is a message for the youth. In the similar way, Durgabai Deshmukh also says that her own life is a message to the youth. At the age of 44, she got married to Chintamani Deshmukh, the then finance minister in Nehru's cabinet, in a simple register of his marriage. Even after marriage, both these couple were helping people of the society in all the possible manner. In fact, Sir Chintamani Deshmukh ji was offered the post of president in the IMF organization, which he has declined because he felt that people of India need him more and they need his social service more than his work as the IMF president. And that shows the dedication and support for the people of India. No wonder she's been called as mother of social work by Srimati Indira Gandhi ji. That's all is the story for today, my dear friends. I hope you really liked it. The reason why I had picked her story is that most of us in the current digital world think we are raising entitled kids, even as parents, or we ourselves are becoming more and more selfish without thinking about how the person in the next door is going to live, what is going to happen to him. But here is one person without any solid financial background, without any proper education background to start with, started working for the downtrodden of the society. Only if the fruit of freedom reaches to every person in the society, then only the country can be happy and we can call that country a truly blessed country. I hope you like the lesson from her life. Let's meet tomorrow once again with another interesting episode. Till then, bye bye.